So the Dallas Cowboys win a highly anticipated rivalry divisional game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And let me first say I was wrong in my prediction. I had the Eagles taking this game. But shit, I had a lot of Cowboy fans coming at my neck. So let me respond to y'all and let me show y'all what these people was talking about. First comment we got is from @DallasCowboys. The being Cowboy is a number 6. So I already know you fake cool. But he says, and I quote, "You right, bro. Talk basketball because you don't know shit about football. He really on Jalen dick about all these brotherly shove TDs. Bragging about the total, bro, please. Give me Dak 7 days a week and take that ass whipping with you from Sunday night." He said a little bit more, but we don't need to get into the rest of that bullshit. But my guy, first off, I said I don't want to get rid of the brotherly shove, and I said they getting them off first downs. I never said nothing about touchdowns. And then you said something about me dick riding Jalen, but came on my post to defend another man. If that ain't slide down the pole, then you definitely piggybacking. And then you said take an ass whooping. The Eagles didn't take no ass whooping. They turned the ball over 3 times. Usually when they play mistake free, they win the game. And I bet you would take Dak 7 days a week. You've been taking them 7 days a week for the last 8 years and still ain't made it to the conference championship game. And I know you're going to see this video, homie, so don't tuck your tail and run. I look forward to seeing your response. But let's move on to the next commenter we have here. His name is @Danny42. I think that's how you pronounce it, but that's beside the point. Let's get into his comment, and I quote, "Wasn't Jalen almost out the league 2 years ago? Jalen doesn't elevate players around him, they elevate him. Jalen's leadership is weak because he doesn't motivate. When your receivers are constantly chewing you out on the sidelines and you are just on the sidelines with a blank face, tells me all I need to know." End quote. And this is a typical Dallas Cowboy fan. This man just played in the Super Bowl and you want to talk about something from 2 years ago. He signed his big contract with no pushback from the organization. Jerry Jones fought tooth and nail about giving Dak Prescott his money. And when Dak come to the table for his next contract, it's going to be another fight. Just remember I said that. All right, but let's move on to this next commenter. We got this guy @BJ Manberries. Don't even ask me. But he said, haters keep moving the goalposts. How the hell am I moving the goalposts because I said Dak Prescott need to win some big games? This was a regular season game. We all seen Dak Prescott be a good regular season quarterback for the past 7-8 seasons. So before you talk about moving the goalposts, can you make it to the goalposts first? Can you make it to a conference championship game? And for real, you probably just a little kid commenting. You don't know nothing about football to say something stupid like that. And I'm going to lump that comment in with this other person right here @MarcusThomas5. He said Dak is changing the narrative. Another typical Dallas Cowboy fan. What narrative did he change? Y'all won 12 games last season, right? Dak Prescott was 8-4 in the games he started last season. So what is he showing you this season that he didn't show you last year? He beat a bunch of ass teams this year, minus the Eagles. He beat Seattle, but they got Geno Smith. And ain't nobody finna tell me they afraid of Geno Smith. I really don't give a damn what kind of pot of gold he stumbled on. Nobody ain't scared of him at all. So if you listening to whatever the big media telling you, then you probably think that game meant something. But to me, that game didn't mean shit. And this win against the Eagles was a good win, but it only tied up the season series 1-1. It's not like they swept the season series. They came into Philly and got their ass whooped. But moving on to my guy, Wayne Tarbushkovitz 1016. Everybody hurt sometimes. Jalen's not that guy. I appreciate the play on words, but you play with words and get roasted. If you don't get your hindsight as 2020 face ass out of here. Coming into the game, the Eagles were 10-2, Cowboys were 9-3. So you're telling me a guy that made it to the Super Bowl last year and led his team to 10-2 prior to playing you last week is not that guy. And my boy, we clearly got a different definition of what that guy is. So I'm going to move on to a different guy, Chug_Nori 9451. He said, yeah, there's no bias here at all. Nope, not one bit. My guy, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I got no fight in this race. I simply believe Jalen Hurts is a more dynamic quarterback than Dak Prescott. Jalen Hurts is in his 4th season. In 3 seasons, he was in the Super Bowl. Dak is currently in his 8th season. In his 3rd season, he only had 1 playoff victory. So Jalen Hurts already has the same amount of playoff wins as Dak in half the years. And there was 2 times in this game where Jalen Hurts did his job, passed to A.J. Brown, passed to Devontae Smith, and they both fumbled. He can't do nothing about that. Yeah, and I know Jalen Hurts lost a fumble, but so did Dak Prescott, so those 2 offset. But this game ultimately came down to turnovers, which the Cowboys were able to capitalize, and congratulations to them. And no, this win do not help Dak in the MVP race if you ask me, because he had 142 yards after the catches were made, which means he only had 129 yards before the catch. And that's on 24 completions. So he really just out there dinking and dacking and dinking and dacking, and then one of his playmakers end up making a big play. And credit to him for being able to make them plays, but when I think of MVP, he just not it when I see it. During Pat Mahomes' seasons when he was winning it, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, I seen that they were MVPs. Cam Newton, when I look at Dak Prescott, he's not doing nothing game-changing to where I would say, yeah, that's definitely the MVP. When he step out onto the field, I think, yeah, we can strip sack him or he finna throw a pick. And it ain't happened yet this season, but trust me, it will. That boy is Tony Romo 2.0. But I'm going to end it right there. There were a lot more comments we didn't have time to get to, but I appreciate you guys for the engagement. Continue to engage. And don't be afraid to check our bio. Subscribe and send an email if you really feel like you want to come on and debate me. Because we really about that sports life, and we'll take you for a run. But I'm going to get on out of here. I'm ElzdaTruph with PR&M. Talk to you on the next one.